Y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a quick project on the RV. As we all know, these RVs are built to the highest quality. Yeah, right. So the biggest killer on these is water. So I'm going to address another area could potentially be a leak because they're all made out of plastic, every one of them, and that is here the city water connection. Because you're constantly taking this in and out as you're hooking it up, as you're moving from site to site. I mean, we have our black tank one hooked up, but that one's always there. We never mess with that one. And then you have the fresh water connection over here, like if you're filling your tanks. We haven't messed with that in a while either, but this is the one we use the most, and we want to change this plastic piece out. This is entirely plastic, and this piece usually ends up breaking out. Even with our 45 or whatever we got here, what is this, a 90? I don't know. Whatever, we got this here, this will still put pressure on there. So what we're going to do is change that out to an all metal one. We went on Amazon, we found a all metal stainless steel, directions down, don't need those where we're going, all metal stainless steel one here. It has the cap on it, you guys can see that. It's a way better setup, and this is one of those things that are easy to change on your RV. If you have access to your wet bed, like you might have it on the outside, you just can undo it and pull it out a little. For us, we have access to the back of it here, and we're just going to get this hose right here, and we're just going to take the water line off, unscrew it from the front, screw this one in. I think the holes are going to line up too, and then this will be updated, and it'll be to the nice stainless steel. Now this does come with your Teflon tape if you want to use that. It comes up, I don't know, it's got a bunch of stuff. It's got this little tiny crochet needle, some screws, some extra washers, and a little diverter thing in there if you need that. We don't need it. This does have a like a one-way in here, so the water can only travel one way. That is built into this. So the first thing we got to do is shut our water off. We're going to shut off at the spigot. On our particular RV, we do have an automatic water shut off. So if any of our sensors, we have like 12 sensors on here, senses water, it automatically shuts the water off to the rig. We could do it that way, but we're just going to shut it off at the spigot. Right there, that'll get us, drain our pressure. And then since we do have it hooked up to our black, we're just going to turn this on and get rid of some of that pressure out of the line. And if you do have a towel nearby, have one nearby. We have one right here. That way if we do drip some out of there, we can get that cleaned up. We don't want to hit in the sensors. Matter of fact, I don't even know where the sensor is that's normally in this section. We'll have to put one there. But here's our towel. All we're going to do is unscrew this out of there. You guys have probably done this a million times. There it is. That's it. Now we just got these 3 screws, and they are the Robertson screws. That's the square-headed screw. So we're going to have to find our bit for that, and then we'll get that pulled out and put our new one in there. Or being a little lazy, we don't want to go find that Robertson bit, but a lot of times you can take it out with the Phillips, depending how tight it is. Yeah, we're going to be able to get this out, no problem. Is there enough light in here for you guys? Yeah, we'll get this. I don't want to take it all the way out yet because I got to get that line off of the back. And we're also going to want to put a little towel back there or something, so we'll stretch this one around to that side also. That way if anything goes, it won't hit our sensor back there and then set off the alarm. I think you guys can see that. What I'm doing, it's just pulling the water line off of it. Yeah, see the water's coming out. Have our towel catching that. There we go. And these lines have the rubber in it, so which is the kind that helps seal up against there, which is nice to have. All right, now we can continue taking this out of the front. This is one of those jobs you can do that I think it doesn't take long to do, but it makes a big impact. Makes a big impact on what you're trying to do as far as improving everything a little bit at a time. I mean, eventually we'll change out them other ones too, but these are about double the price of the plastic ones, but they're going to last you forever and they won't leak like the other ones will. This particular one also has like a stop on the back like you see on like faucets. You can put that on there too. I mean, the screws are going to hold, but this will hold really good and it'll stop any of that movement. You could put lap sealant or not lap sealant, but butyl on the back of here if you want, but I don't feel there's really a need for it for what I'm doing. So I'm going to get that lined up, then we'll get that put in there in just a second. All right, we pretty much got that lined up. Make sure on the back you take there's like a washer and metal plate that goes for that locking nut. There we go. We got one in there. As you can tell, these don't go into much, so that locking nut's probably
Good idea.
a good idea. Screw down. One more, and then we'll get that nut on the back, and that ain't going nowhere. As I say, yeah, those screws aren't doing anything. As you see from the back, you have the washer and the rubber washer and the flat washer. You're going to put the rubber washer on first, then your flat washer, because that gives this something to go up against. So remember that when you're doing it. Like that. And we'll put our nut on there. Oh, I could just show you. On the nut, there's these two screws. When you get it there, you could tighten these so it almost locks the nut in place. I mean, we'll give them a little snug. Then we'll continue to tighten that, and then we'll hook our hose back up. There you go. Then we'll just tighten those screws a little bit. That'll lock that on. Then we can get our hose just put back on the back, and then hook our hose back in the front, and that's it for this job. And that's how quick and easy this one is. Like I said, we will get the other two replaced as well, but we don't take those in and out as much as we do this one. So we wanted to get this one first, and so far we're liking it. I mean, definitely a much better quality build right here. So let me get this back together, and then we'll take a look at the final product. All right, we got everything back together. We are putting our thing back on. You just want to make sure your screen with the rubber is in there, and it is. And we're going to do this, and then we'll check everything for leaks. There we go. And we should be good to go.
Should let this off, check the back.
I didn't screw it in yet, but I just set it up out the way. Here we go. So just set it out of the way. We will check back there as well. Turning the water back on. Let me know what you see.
No leaks that I see.
No leaks is good.
All good.
All right. No leaks up there. And it looks a lot better too, I think. Nice stainless. It'll last a long time. Well, there you have it, guys. Just a quick little project you can do to do an upgrade to your RV that could prevent you from spending thousands of dollars of water damage if that breaks inside. Especially ours. Ours is inside this compartment, so it would totally wet this floor. Some of you who've got them on the outside on your travel trailers, it's just as easy to replace. You just undo the screws, pull it forward, change the hose in the back, change it out, and then you'll have to have the butyl because yours is on the outside, and put it back in. So yours, could leak on the outside, it could leak on the inside because that's where the hose connection is also. But we wanted to get that because I know that is a problem area. We've had some break before on travel trailers. Now we won't have to worry about it on this one. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. We will get to them. I got the alarm going off inside. I wonder what it was for. All right, sorry about that interruption. We had a little bit of a, on the other end of that hose that was on the back of that, was dripping a little bit, and we have those sensors in there. That's why we were hearing the alarm go off inside, and it automatically shut our water off. So that's why it's important to have that and to check in that area. Just because you're working on one hose doesn't mean another one in there, since you're moving around, isn't leaking. So note for you for all that. If you guys are interested in this, I will leave a link to it down below. It is probably an Amazon affiliate link, which helps the channel. No cost to you. Appreciate that. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. We got some good content coming up here. We'll be on the move, and we got this nice cool project coming up, so stick around for that. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Try something new.